The last few months have been full of ups and downs for PSG, but if they decide to replace the manager Thomas Tuchel, who will step into the hot seat? Here are 5 potential replacements for the German. First up, and there's Marcelo Gallardo. Now, if you have not heard of him, and I've probably pronounced his name wrong there, he is the River Plate manager who has been tearing up all sorts of records. He is in fact the most successful manager in the club's history and has been there for the last 6 years. A former PSG player and Monaco player, he knows the French league pretty well and has been doing wonderful things in South America. Argentina are known for their fantastic coaches with the likes of Pochettino, who may also appear on this list, and Marcelo Bielsa, and on top of this, well, he's just got that winning understanding, that winning mentality. At the club, he has been known for prioritising continental trophies because that's what the board wanted, and it's kind of the same vibe at PSG. They have been resting players in club competition on the domestic stage, and although that hasn't brought any domestic success for River Plate, even if PSG rests a few players, they're still good enough to go ahead and win the league. So if he goes about doing this, saves all his best players and his best tactics for the massive games, you can see why it looks like he would be successful. Of course, all he needs to do is win the Champions League, which isn't too difficult, right? Moving up next, and of course, we did just mention him, it's Mauricio Pochettino. Having said that, if PSG wants to bring in the former Spurs manager, they're going to need to act pretty fast because it seems like there is always something linking him to the Manchester United job. Whether Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to stay short-term or long-term, we don't really know. But it looks as though if PSG were to even make an offer for Pochettino, Manchester United will probably panic, get rid of Solskjaer and try and bring the Argentine in. We've seen at Tottenham how Pochettino can take clubs and basically bring them to the next level. I just wonder if PSG are already at a level that's kind of above his pay grade. Like, he took a poor Tottenham team who were just pushing the top 4 and then took them to the Champions League final, took them to a top 4 place in the Premier League and the odd title challenge here and there. That's completely different at PSG. He's got to take them from the level of winning everything in French football pretty much every season and then to the Champions League final. I'm just questioning whether or not he'll have that reputation to command respect from the big players, the likes of Kylian Mbappe and Neymar. Next on the list, and definitely a serial winner in Max Allegri. Every time that a coach gets fired, the Italian's name seems to be thrown around because he's been out of a job for almost a year and a half now. Since leaving Juventus, where he won 6 titles but just could not bring them to a Champions League final, I feel like he's on the same level as Tuchel, but he has kind of a few more trophies behind him. The thing is with Allegri, there seems to be an aura around him of just being a winner. Like, despite the fact that he has Champions League final losses under his belt, just like Pochettino does, just like Thomas Tuchel does, there seems to be this thing that he is the guy to take him to the next level mentally, the next level where PSG can finally win the Champions League. This is the thing, when it comes to a project or any manager that wants to step into PSG, the project's pretty much done. They've got the world-class players, they're smashing the French domestic football, all they need to do is go one step further and bring home the Champions League, and who knows, maybe all the funding will then leave PSG. That's something I doubt is going to happen. But now, talking of managers who are in it for the project, Julian Nagelsmann. In all honesty, I think he could end up moving to a club the size of PSG in the future, but I'm not entirely sure it's going to be so soon. The reason being is he is actually one of these managers who does like a project. He grows with the team and then basically outgrows them, thinks he's too good and goes to a bigger club. It's exactly what happened at Hoffenheim, and it looks like it might happen in Leipzig, but just not so soon. After all, he is used to being backed with a load of money. That makes him good for PSG. He's got some brilliant players under him at Leipzig. That also makes him good for PSG. And they met each other in the semi-final of the Champions League, so they know what it's like to be at that stage. On top of all this, Nagelsmann often wears some rather interesting fashion choices on the sideline, and that goes hand in hand with all the fashion business that PSG are doing, so who knows, maybe this could be a perfect match after all. And finally on the list, this may seem a rather obvious one, but who knows, maybe Didier Deschamps could be tempted to leave the national team and join PSG. Now, he's actually won the title before with Marseille all those years ago when he was in charge of the club before taking over the French job. Since then, runners-up in the European Championships in 2016 and of course World Cup winner in 2018. There is no doubt he commands respect, not only from the footballing world, but from French footballers as well. Putting him together seems so obvious, I'm starting to think, why has it not been talked about just a little bit more? Of course, he's got the Euros to plan for. Having said that, how much preparation is there to do between now and then? I mean, surely he's just got to turn up like the rest of the players do, absolutely smash it, and then go back to their clubs. If he was to be in charge at PSG, he'd have to knock through a few former clubs if he's to win what he wants to win. He's coached Marseille, as I mentioned, and Monaco before, he'll have to beat to the league title. And of course, he's also coached Juventus, who could be a big player in this season's Champions League with Cristiano Ronaldo. There's 5 options then to potentially replace Tuchel. Let me know yours in the comment section below. Check out everything else we've got going on OneFootball here. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.